Welcome back to Billionaire Discipleship, where building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ collides, but it doesn't divide. Today, I got a good one for you guys. It's the books that I've read in 2024 that I most recommend. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the top books of 2024 for me. In 2024, I read a total of 22 books. Sorry, I didn't even know. I read so much. But 22 books in 2024. My goal this year in 2025 is to read at least like 25 to 30. I got a lot of catching up to do. I got a lot of catching up to do. I think I'm only at like 6 so far. So I definitely gotta read them, like knock them out. But yeah. So I read. So the way I read is I read for 15 to 20 minutes every day. And then um I think it's set for 20 minutes every day. Yeah, 20. I think I'm gonna bump it up to like 30 or 40, but 20 minutes every day. I at least read um devotion time in the morning. Read sometimes in the morning, then sometimes at night, depending on how my schedule is that day. Um, but how I do it is I like to read three different types of book. A spiritual book, a leadership book, and a business book. So the I don't think I read them all three at this time, but I also throw in an extra book as well. As like I read it for like as an extra curriculum book, where they can honestly go in as like a leadership book, spiritual book, and business book all in three. Because it teaches you family. It breaks down a whole bunch of stuff, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. That was probably one of my favorite books of last year. Keep it a buck with you. So it's like the first book we're gonna talk about is my number one spiritual book for 2024 that I read, which was it was recommended by I think it was Mike Todd. I think Mike Todd recommended it, but like I was listening to a podcast, I think with Carrie Newhoff, a week before I heard Mike Todd say you should go get this book. 'Cause when he said it, I was like, I've heard that quote before, and I look back at my notes. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta go check that joint out, most definitely. Um, but the ruthless elimination of hurry, how to stay emotionally healthy and spiritually alive in the chaos of the modern world, by John Mark Comer. Uh, I'm gonna give off a description and then like my favorite quote and like the reason why I really love the quote. For I want to say almost every book. I think only one book I did it, but I'm gonna just go off top of my dome because it was a really good book. So the description of the book for how the ruthless elimination of hurry was that was the question nagging pastor and author John Mark Comer. Outwardly, he appeared successful, but inwardly things weren't pretty. So he turned to be a trusted mentor for guidance and heard these words: ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life. Hurry is the greatest enemy of spiritual life. It wasn't the response he expected, but it was and continues to be the answer he needs. Too often we treat the symptoms of ooh, toxicity in our modern world instead of trying to pinpoint the cause. A growing man, I need to write. Golly, I need to go a little bigger on the font. A growing number of voices are pointing at hurry or busyness as the root of much evil. Perfect for anyone looking to de-stress and connect more during this holiday season, the ruthless elimination of hurry is a fascinating roadmap to staying emotionally healthy and spiritually alive in the chaos of the modern world. I know the descriptions can sometimes be lengthy, really lengthy. Um, but my favorite quote from that book, I really wish I should have put the chapter and everything, but I'm on an unpaved road with no clue where it leads, but that's okay. And valuing and honestly value who I'm becoming over where I end up. And for the first time in years, I'm smiling at the horizon. Man, that quote it hit because it's like I'm a huge I'm huge on goals. So it's like honestly it kind of really, if I'm gonna be real with you, it kind of explains my faith journey. If I want to be like genuinely honest with you, because it's like at first I just wanted to like make money and like get rich and like think only about like me, myself, and my family. But like knowing Christ, trying to walk more like Christ and trying to be more like Jesus, it's like don't get me wrong, I still want the wealth, but I want it for a different reason. You get what I'm saying? I don't want it for just for me and my family, but I actually want to advance His kingdom. I want to do so much for the community, to uplift the community, to do certain things. I got so much in my mind. I'm not even gonna sit here and spill it all out. But yeah, man, I can't even tell you how the the faith that God has put in me from just walking on through this journey. And it's like I said, at first you start to chase a dream, but that dream is turning you into the person that is able to obtain that dream. And that's the person that you're smiling at. That's the horizon that he's talking about. And it's like that's why I love that quote. And it's like, dang, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you that joint was fire and that joint definitely hit. So the next book was a leadership book. I think honestly this was one of the hardest ones because I read Emotionally Healthy Leader from Peter Scazzaro. And man, that joint transformed me. I ain't even gonna sit here in front. Like I had to say it. I think it took me like a week to actually debate on who I really wanted to put in here. But like that book was like so much like more on a like spiritual and leadership side. Like you get what I'm saying? Like don't get me wrong, this next book is also more like it, it was a pastor who wrote it, but it was more so built for like how to apply the biblical principles in business and like leadership and stuff like that. The Peter Scazzaro book was more so about like the foundation. Like, ooh, I would definitely check out that book. Like, it took me like 5, 6 months to read. It was a long book, but it was most definitely worth it. But the book I'm talking about, that I put up on the list was The Next Generation Leader by Andy Stanley. And here go the description of it. A growing number of next generation Christians are eager to learn, grow, and lead in ministry or in the marketplace, mentoring young leaders as they face the unique issues of changing world has been pastor and visionary author Andy Stanley, passion for more than a decade. Here he shares material from his leadership training sessions developed to address essential leadership qualities such as character, clarity, courage, and competency. This is the perfect guide for any new leader or for the mentor or future leader, clear, stylish typeset with user-friendly links to reference scripture. Woo, the description, bro. I'm trying to tell you. But my favorite quote from that book. This one, I don't know why I put it in this book. This quote I put it in which chapter? I want to say, but the start off of chapter 9 was fire, and it really spoke to me about an uncertain time in my life when I almost gave up of like building like business, like keep it a buck with you. Like this whole podcast was never in the mix, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like I'm gonna share a little bit of history from me, but like keep it a buck with you. So like I was chasing my real estate license. So like I was reading communication books, uh, listening to podcasts, still studying the market, real estate, stocks, how to invest in real estate, all of that. So it's like I was I started taking notes on everything. Like my notepad, like my phone right now got like almost 800 notes. Keep it notepads, and it's like each book that I either listen to, read, screenshot, and I got like over like probably over like 6 or 7 screenshots, thousand screenshots. Ooh, 6 or 7 thousand screenshots on my phone as well. Pretty much like up like the highlighted stuff that I always screenshot because I know I can always reference at a later time. So it's like the only reason why I even chased that is because God had put somebody in my life that had said something at a time in my life that was very low, and then it ended up flipping to all of this. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I love the quote that I'm about to the quote that I'm about to get into, which is chaos and uncertainty are market opportunities for the wise. And that was a quote in the book from Tom Peters. And I think this is another one. Uncertainty is not your enemy. Uncertainty provides you with job security now and imaginable opportunity in the future, but all of that hinges on your ability and willingness to press on in spite of your surroundings. And it's like, dog, when I read that, I was like, yo, that joke is fire. I literally screenshot it and put it into the notes because it was like, yo, because it's like, that's like, so like, I'm gonna break it down in a street perspective. Not saying I agree with the street perspective, but like, then I'm gonna break it down in like a business perspective. That's like saying like when something happens in the street or somebody get jammed up and you get the business due to that jam up. Like you get what I'm saying? Like say like one of your competitors got jammed up. Now you get their business plus your business. Like you get what I'm saying? Or same as the like stock market. Like people get so scared to buy at like market lows, but like bro, like that's when you bring out the bag, bro. Like I'm talking about that's when you bring out the meal that you done dug up. Like you deposit that meal and you was like, bro, I'm about to eat good, bro. You buy $1 million worth of stock. Like, bro, imagine if you would have bought like $1 million worth of stock at like in '99 during the Amazon crash. I mean, .com crash. I mean, in 2001. Sorry, But or like you, or even like in '08 or 2020, or even in 2022, like if you would have like Meta was like at like $98, bro, or I think it was like 80, bro, and like bro, you could have bought that junk. Like say you bought like 100, say you bought 800 racks of that junk, bro, like 100,000 shares, right? $80 a share. So it's like you could have, and then that junk it's like I think it's at like 5 or 6 right now, if I'm not mistaken. We can go check right now. Excuse me. Come on, phone. Right now, Meta's at 698. Like, yeah, that is crazy, bro. And they low in 2022, October 2022 was $90 a share. $90 a share. Like, bro, $90 a share. And you bought 10,000 shares, right? And 698, like, you would have made from that is crazy, bro. From 900 racks, from 900 racks in 2022, October 2022 to what's that, June of 2025, you could have flipped 900K into $6.9 million. B, like, come on, bro. Like, you ain't doing that in the streets. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what the quote is. Like, uncertainty is not your enemy. It provides you with imaginable opportunities for in the future. So it's like, dang, bro. When he said that, I was like, yo, that was fire, bro. Like that was most definitely fire. That was most definitely fire. And like Andy Stanley is an amazing communicator, and it's like you should definitely check out the dude's podcast. His sermons be fire, bro. Like, yo, cuz be dropping some bars, bro. I'll be like, yo. And then like the people that he communicate with, like John Maxwell, Carrie Newhoff, like um was John Acuff, like yo, I'm trying to tell you, I am trying to tell you, he be putting you on to some business, I'm trying to tell you, getting a little late. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap. I got 2 more books to talk about, so it'll probably be like less than like 10 minutes. So the business book for 2024 that I most definitely recommend was The Anxious Investor. Uh, this one was kind of hard too, because honestly, I wanted to put The Power Broke by Damon John. I think that's his name. It's The Power Broke. That joint was fire though. But the dude from Shark Tank. So that book was fire because it's like the business stories in it. Like he broke down like Under Armour and how he almost went broke, came up with a bag. Like uh uh Icy Hot story was in that joint. There was a faith based story in that joint. I think it was Gigi Butler. I want to say uh Rob Deardag. Was that was it Rob? I want to say it was Rob Deardag. Yeah, Rob Deardag. His come up was in that joint. So it's like he tell bro he drops all the knowledge in that joint. But for the anxious investor, it's about mastering the mental game of investing by Scott Nations. a new guide to building wealth amidst stock market crashes and uncertain economic conditions, drawing upon financial modeling, behavioral psychologists, and market history to offer practical advice to everyday investors. Investing is scary. Excuse me. Investing is scary. Never is that more true than during market pullbacks and recessions, whether the Great Recession of '08, the brief COVID crash of 2020, or any number of recent smaller yet still planning or risk tolerance suddenly goes out the window. We wonder, will I ever be able to retire? Should I ever sh- should I be buying GameStop stock? Man, I'm trying to tell you, he goes into the whole spill. Like the reason why I really like this book is it's like it teaches you history. Because his previous book teaches you just history, but this book teaches you history and psychology. Like I was like, yo, because I went on to like a little history binge on stocks and boom and bust. So like I studied from like the 1600s to 2000s and studied like all of the ups and downs from like the Australian land boom, trains, the housing crisis, um, .com, bicycles, boats. I think it was boats. I want to say it was boats, bicycles, all of that, bro. I'm trying. It was like learning about like the boom and bust cycles of like the new technology of the like that century or whatever. And it's like people was front running them Jones, bro. Like just like everybody front run AI right now. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not saying AI is the future, but like I feel like people got way too ahead of themselves. Like it's making money, but they don't have everything to set it up yet. Like everything is still in the production stage. Like, but people are just throwing their money out. Like, just take a beat, bro. Just chill. Not saying you should invest, but just chill. But like my favorite quote from this show is investing is a series of 1,000 little decisions, many of which call for doing nothing, each which has low stakes and isolation. And it's like the reason why I really love this show is because it's like simple, but it's impactful when trading or any type of leadership or business decision. Like you gotta make you gotta make those little everyday decisions to build on something great. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's like if you want to go into trading, like you can't have the having that remorseful feeling every time you make a trade, or like you're not gonna want to make a trade. Like you gonna always be scared to do this, always like be nervous to do that. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's like when you think of it like that, it really do go into it. Uh, and yeah, like that book was most definitely it was lengthy too. Don't get me wrong, but it teach you how like Isaac Newton lost his bag during the 1620. I think it was 1620. Mm, the South Sea bubble, but he ended up losing the bag from that Jones. Like people like, dang, like how can someone so smart lose a bag like that? Like nah, bro. Like the smart people really be losing the bag, bro. It be the ones that be in the trenches that be really getting the bag. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like you can really make a bag from it. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's like this is the last book I'm gonna go into. Um, this one is The Power of Moments. Why certain experiences have extraordinary impact by Chip Heath and Dan Heath. And it goes into like I'm not gonna read the description. You can go read that on yourself. But the book pretty much teaches you like why like certain moments are like so important in life. Like you get what I'm saying. So it's like why like I'm not trying to like give out, but like realizing like one of my favorite stories in the joint is the we just gonna say the poop story. I'm trying to tell you, you go just go listen to it, go read it, bro. It definitely hits hard because it's like it shows you like how the power of a question. It's like, bro, if you ask a question to somebody at a certain time, like, bro, like they gonna light up. So it's like, say if you line up your questioning and like ask specific question in specific order, how much money you can not trying to like finesse them, but like actually help them, like same as real estate, because it's like say you trying to sell a house, you can ask them certain questions that a normal real estate agent wouldn't have asked them, like not about the house itself, but about them or about the family or about like certain aspects of their personality. Like you know what I'm saying? Or like from a family perspective, like say, ooh, I'm gonna use an example from another book. Um, David and Goliath. He goes into one of the chapters. He goes into like this girl. She ends up having a choice to either be uh go to Princeton or go to like a prep school or like an Ivy League school or go to a state school, study and be like a top honor there. How much of a difference it would look professionally, and it hits because it's like if he didn't if that person didn't ask her that question at that time in her life, she would have made the wrong decision and it would have had impacted her life. Like you get what I'm saying? That's why I love questions because it's like, bro, if you ask questions to enough people or to a certain amount, like you get what I'm saying. So it's like, and it shows you not even just about questions, but like certain like celebrational moments, like how you gotta actually cherish those moments and like family moments and stuff like that. It really shows you on a family side, business side, leadership side, even on a spiritual side for real. And I actually got that recommendation from Craig Rochelle. So definitely need to go check that joint out. But I definitely talked our head off today about some books. But thank you for joining Billionaire Discipleship. We're building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ collides, but it doesn't divide. Thank you. Like and subscribe.